I'm Isa from the Black Network, and in this video, I'm going to share with you a 5-step plan that's a practical guide to help you set the right goals, stick to them, and get closer to your best life. 2023 was a tough year for a lot of people. And we know as Black people that our stats tend to be built differently to other groups in our society. So, how can we gain more control in 2024? We could start the year with purpose by setting meaningful New Year resolutions and goals that we stick to and achieve. So let's get into it. Set goals and resolutions that will be truly meaningful and impactful for you. You've got to find your why. Don't just set the goal and aim for it, understand the why that sits behind it. So, for example, if your goal is to cut out alcohol, you want to get a deeper understanding and connection with your reason for removing alcohol from your life. Why stop drinking? Because I'm starting to feel that something's missing when I haven't had a drink, and I know that's not good. I want to live my life feeling good or being good company without external stimulants. Okay, why? Because I'll be in control of myself and empowering my real self instead of handing control over to the alcohol. Okay, so your resolution is to take control of yourself and find your happiness, your peace, or your sweet spot naturally. When you get down to the real reason for your goal, you connect with it better. You feel more powerful, more positive. You cut out the middleman and go straight to the source of who you are and what you really want. But instead of doing it fearing your demons, you can do it with power and positivity. Tap into your God state. When you set your goals and resolutions, I would definitely recommend keeping the list quite short. I set between 5 and 8 resolutions each year because my goal is to achieve every single one of them. And more than this just becomes hard to manage when you're trying to live your life. If I do have more than 5, it's because they're easy, quick wins to tick off that actually make me feel good. So for the most powerful impact, for me, it's important to have resolutions that will have medium and long-term impact, not just short-term. Why? Most of my focus these days is on the long term, because that's where the true wins and the biggest impact is. But they're usually the most neglected goals because that impact is so far away. So a long-term goal could be to put a pension in place or to save to buy a house. They could be many years, maybe even decades down the line, but virtually impossible to achieve if you don't start now. And if you're anything like I used to be, that now moment of procrastination could last years and cost you very dearly by not taking action, believe me. With medium-term goals, something that could impact you in 3 to 5 years could be saving for that dream holiday or a car, or studying for a change in career or a new skill that's going to take a while to master. Quick tip on this one. I would actually tackle long and medium term goals first, because believe it or not, a lot of the time they're the easiest and the least painful to tick off the list. But we can develop a fear of doing them just because they're long-term, big impact goals. So do them first, feel the sense of achievement from getting them done, and then you've cleared the decks to allow you to focus on your short-term goals. There's a famous method to apply to your goals to make them smart. You basically break each goal down into the SMART format to help you specifically clarify the what, the how, and the when that you want to achieve. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable or achievable, relevant, and time specific or time bound. For specific, you want your goal to be specific and non-vague without being overly elaborate or unrealistic. So if you go back to the no alcohol scenario that I mentioned earlier, a specific goal here would be, I will not touch a drop of alcohol during the month of January, and I'll have no more than 2 units a week for the rest of the year. For measurable, you've got to be able to confirm success, and if necessary, to track progress as you go. So for example, keeping a diary or a journal of your alcohol intake each week, or the exercise you've done daily, or if you've opened a savings account but haven't yet set up a standing order for deposits. For achievable, make the goal challenging but make it attainable. If you set a goal of no alcohol ever again, that's cool, but very difficult if you still plan to spend every day with friends that drink a lot and love to offer you drinks. We all have them. Be honest with yourself about what you can achieve in certain situations and plan accordingly. We covered relevance a little bit when we were discovering our why, and we want to make sure we're focusing on the right goals, not something that's going to need maximum effort, maximum time, and a lot of money, but with very little return. So in other words, you've got to make the goal meaningful. And when it comes to being time specific, be clear about the time frame, as with our no alcohol example, because it helps to create a sense of urgency and an end goal to work towards. And these are the SMART goals. Make every single goal you set smart to make it meaningful. There's a famous audio from the 1950s called The Strangest Secret by a guy called Earl Nightingale, and he was one of the original self-help experts. So The Strangest Secret asks you to write down your main SMART goal on a piece of paper, and then not just imagine, but immerse yourself in the feeling that you'll have when you achieve that goal. You read this piece of paper every night, you put it under your pillow so that you go to bed thinking about it. It's based on the principle that we become what we think about. The strangest secret is that it works. It sounds like manifestation, and it is manifestation, but it's definitely not about simply wishing your goals into existence. It's about connecting your thoughts to your goals. By setting a clear and specific goal and by keeping your mind focused on it daily, and when you go to sleep, you're embedding the goal into your subconscious as well as your conscious mind, and you're rewiring your mind to focus on achieving it. And if you constantly focus your thoughts on the feeling of achievement and success that you're looking for, your mind starts to believe it's already happened. And that's who you already are. And you start to think, act, and become that person. So the strangest secret isn't about just setting goals. It's about consistently focusing on them. Your thoughts shape your actions. If you keep your goals at the forefront of your mind, you'll naturally take steps to move closer to them. Everything I've mentioned so far is a framework for how to achieve your goals. But that's kind of the theory. What's been missing so far is the practical. And the simple truth about how you make it stick is discipline. Most of our goals can only be achieved by repeatable actions, a regular commitment to follow the plan and do the right thing. The strangest secret is undoubtedly the secret sauce to making it work, but it's still hard. And for me, someone who's terrible with discipline and structure, the way that I've been able to become disciplined enough to stick to the plan is by making the plan mandatory. I'm just not allowed to not do it. I put it in the diary. I've switched up my old routines and habits. I've stuck to the new task like it's my job or the school run. If it's in the diary, and it's always in the diary, then I have to do it. That's it. I also put time in my diary to review my progress, and depending on the goal, it ranges from daily when it's exercise, got to get back on that, to monthly for my finances. And this is mandatory as well. And then I treat myself literally like a kid by building rewards into my diary for reaching milestones. Now, obviously, the rewards can't be anything to do with the habit I'm trying to break. So I can't reward teetotaling by having a drink, for example. But if I give myself a lovely treat for short-term achievements, it helps me to stay focused and motivated. And it kind of gets my competitive, target-driven side going as well, because I'm basically betting on myself, and I hate to lose. So as tough as it still is for me, by implementing these methods, I've become so much more disciplined and productive than I've ever been in my life. And there you have it. That was our 5-step plan to achieving your goals with purpose, with meaning, and with success. The key to achieving your New Year's resolutions is to connect with the emotion and desire behind them. Make them smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time specific. Write them down, keep them front and back of your mind, and track your progress and celebrate your victories along the way. If you want more information about the process and method and some of the tools I use for goal setting and planning, visit our website, theblacknetwork.co.uk, because we've got a downloadable template for this. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of our content, and comment down below with your SMART goals and any suggestions or things that I may have missed for the new year. Until next time, happy goal setting and have an amazing 2024. You've got this, people.